My name is Brent Batty, and I am in Roxy Pro. And I guess surf jams, doom wave, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It felt good to win the semifinals at the Rock Hunt. I really like that bar. I love the parlor. It's a good location. It's got like retro video games. It's got a good selection of whiskey. The bartenders are super awesome. It's intimate, but not too intimate, where, you know, if there's a decent number of people, it feels kind of full, but it's not going to sell out right away. So it's really good size, good location. So I love that place every time I'm there. My guilty pleasure music, I think, has changed a bit over the years, but I listen to a lot of things that I think people would think was uncool, you know. And so if I'm having a tough day and I'm like sick of listening to like regular music, I'll put on the jazz station and try to listen to a little bit of bebop. But I don't think that's necessarily guilty pleasure stuff. And for a while I thought it was Huey Lewis, but he's cool again, so it's kind of not that. But and I listen to a lot of surf music, but I've been listening to a lot of ridiculous top Billboard music, and I don't even know if I like it, but it's kind of cool to stay, you know, relevant with what's going on. So like, what's like relevant now? Like 5 Seconds to Summer, that's a band, right? Tyga, did I say that right? After the whole Paul McCartney stint, I was like, oh, I got to check this guy out. So stuff like that, and just to kind of stay plugged in with it. But I definitely listen to jazz more than that. But jazz it's its own, you know, thing. I don't know. Ooh, craziest concert I've ever played or been to. Let me think about that one. I've been. Do you guys know the Skinny Millionaires? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we played a show with my previous band with the Skinny Millionaires. I can't remember the name of the bar. It was in Newport. It wasn't Jimmy's. It was the other one. I don't know. Do you guys know any names?
Newport, like Jazz Club?
It's not the Blues Cafe.
Not Blues Cafe.
There's like another one, like kind of small, like on the water. Mike O'Donnell, who I love the guy. He attempted to like blow out a fireball, like with some alcohol. I think he was using 151, but it really didn't go so well, and it blew back on him. Have you guys heard this story? And poof, and lit his face on fire. So we played, and then they played, and he does this stint at the end of the set. And the fire goes whoof, right back on his face, and he's just running around, and his face is on fire because the alcohol's on his face, and he can't put it out. So Ross and I, who's the bass player in the Wandas, we're on all the way at the other end of the bar, and we see this happen, and we're like, oh my God, how is nobody running on stage to put Mike's face out? This is awful. This is a tragedy. Like, this is horrible. This is really not good. He's flailing around, and I think it caught his violin player strings, and they snapped. And then somebody, I think it was Ross, finally made it on stage with like a sweater, and got his face in like a sweater. Oh no, he was about to, and then like his guitar player, Mike's guitar player, got him. And so they get his face out, and his face is smoking. He was probably on fire for about 30 actual seconds. And his face is kind of smoking, and he takes the shirt off and just throws it on the stage, and then it lit the stage on fire. So the stage is on fire, and Mike's kind of recovering, like, oh, what happened? And then people are running on stage trying to put out the fire. They put out the fire, and right when they do that, some crazy drunk guy throws a punch at the poor waitress in the bar. And doesn't really connect with her, but kind of grazes her. And then about 7 or 8 guys from the bar just jump on top of him and start beating him up and drag him outside. And the cops showed up, and the fire department showed up, and Mike had to get taken away. That was probably the craziest thing that I can can remember. I never had the opportunity to go see G.G. Allen, although I hear his shows were kind of on par with that.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool. The beaches, yeah, definitely. I was in Massachusetts, so I was born here and I lived here for a while, and then I moved to Boston in my teenage years and was up there for about 15 years. And Boston was cool because like the city has so much going on and it has a lot of coastline, but the beaches are nowhere near as good as Rhode Island. They're colder, they're like no waves. So being down here, now that I've moved back here, it's great because I'm only 30 minutes from Narragansett Beach, the East Beach or First Beach, like all of these, there's just more access to the water with waves and stuff. So it's just, I think that's my favorite thing about Rhode Island. Only one song. Wow. If it was only one song, it would probably have to be a classical piece because you could get something by like Rachmaninoff or Stravinsky where it's long. If it was a relevant piece of actual music, it would probably be something by Pink Floyd. Maybe something off of Metal. Echoes is a good jam. It's a nice long jam. It's got some lyrics and some ripping guitar solos and some whale noises in there, which is, I don't know if that's my favorite, but it's got a whole dynamic of that. But if it wasn't that, it would probably be like maybe The Rite of Spring by Stravinsky. I think that's because it's just more dynamic and it would take a while to get sick of that. Eventually you would, but I was always into music. I would always go to shows, but getting into music was something that I kind of picked up a little bit later on. I actually wanted to be a cop, believe it or not. When I was a kid, that was my dream, was to be a police officer. I have a dog, and somebody started a Twitter for my dog, and it's pretty funny. So it's at Zeus the Bat Dog, and it's definitely somebody close to me because somebody has to have photos of him, and it's somebody that knows things that happen, and it's kind of funny because it's him doing stupid stuff, tweeting about it, and me chastising him on Twitter. So at Zeus the Bat Dog is kind of cool. But yeah, check out Roxy Pro. We got videos on YouTube, and we got a Facebook page and a website, and we're looking forward to playing. It's March 19th, right? Super psyched to be playing the Met. That's a great venue. Looking forward to that. And we got some more shows that are going to be coming up. Goodbye.